Hey guys, so just a little bit about this whole situation with the Minneapolis, thing that happened today in the school. I think we have at this point full confirmation that we are in a war with demonic entities, my friends. This is not the first time where somebody who was a man, who was born a man, who then became a woman, grabbed firearms and went into a school or went into a place of worship and did this, my friends. And the crazy part is, how do we know that we're in a demonic war? We know because officials, whether it's governors or mayors or really anybody, and the media, mostly, largely, not all, but most of it, does not point out the obvious problem, right? And so it only tells us that if they're not pointing it out, that means that they are part of they're in on it. They're part of the coordinated effort, right? They're part of some kind of coordinated spiritual demonic effort to destroy society, to destroy people who are trying to connect to God, to destroy people who, kids who are sitting and learning in school. They're trying to destroy society. On top of that, they have a set goal. They want to take away weapons from people, right? They want to say, oh, the problem is the weapons, right? The problem is not people's psychological state. The problem is not people's, that they're on certain drugs or that they're, whatever it is, right? Certain ideology that they have. Let's say, even if it's a person of the, particular religion, that's not the problem. Or somebody, that grew up a certain gender and became another gender. That's not the problem either, right? There's never been a psychological profile or designation for somebody like that, right? Never, ever. That's totally normal. Doesn't matter. It also doesn't matter that it was the same, this has already happened I don't know how many times. 10, 15, 20 times in different places around the country. It doesn't matter. Folks, so the fact that there's a silence, there's almost what's called an Omerta. If you guys know the term Omerta in the Italian mafia, where everybody is supposed to keep silent about a particular thing. They know a bit of information, they know who did what. It's Omerta. Just like there's an Omerta right now about the what, right? Starting in 2020 until whenever, right? There's still an Omerta in effect, right? A complete silent, vow of silence among certain people in the know. Folks, this is the same thing. It's an Omerta scenario, right? And that's how we know this is a coordinated demonic attack. And the only solution, my friends, is Hashem, is God. That's the only solution. The country has to turn to God, continue turning more and more to God. Yes, defend themselves. Unfortunately, have security in these schools and wherever, right? And in these places of worship. Just like, right now, every synagogue has security now because of the situation, because of all this Gaza stuff, right? Folks, I mean, this is what this is. This whole thing it's all connected, by the way. It's all connected, guys. The fact that people can't see the truth with the situation over there, right? And they think that Israel are the bad guys, and then we think that we're starving people, and we're doing this and we're doing that, despite that we're showing the opposite, despite that we understand. Everybody understands. Even they're the ones that are saying Israel is like this big bad army, right? If we're this big bad army, we would have, and you're saying we're doing, the G word, we would have finished this on October 8th. We have a nuclear weapon, my friends. We don't even need a nuclear weapon. We could just use other things, but we didn't, right? This thing has been going on for 2 years. We lost guys. You don't lose guys in a G word. You don't lose your own soldiers in a G word. Who shot them? Little babies? No. dudes with RPGs, freaking army. That's not a G word, my friends. That's a military battle. Okay? And they know that. So they're lying. Why are they lying? Because they're demonically possessed. There's a demonic force that's possessed them, my friends. Whether it's in the media, whether it's in academia, whether it's I don't know what. Folks, it's all the same force that's taking grip of these people so they can't see the truth. And it's the same thing with this guy or this girl or whatever the hell it is that walks into in this case it's a church, really. I mean, or the Catholic school, and just kills children. Folks, this is the war. This is the final war. It's largely spiritual. It manifests in physical acts, but it starts off as a spiritual thing, my friends. And the same entity that brought this disease and scared the crap out of everybody, got into everybody's minds, instilled fear, kept them away from shul, kept them away from church, from wherever, right? It's the same entity, guys. It's the same one. And there's an Omerta in effect. And they're going to say everything possible. They're going to point a finger at everything possible except for the real thing, what it is. And that's it. And the only thing left to do for us, guys, is just to literally not listen to a word they say and just cling to Hashem. That's really, and obviously defend ourselves. That's really all there's left to do. Alright, guys, that's all I wanted to say about this whole thing. Talk to you soon.